All right, folks, this is Jason with the Primal Outdoors channel, and today we're going to be doing a review on the InstaShower Go Pro. Now, if you guys have been following the channel for the past couple of months, you know that when I was at Overland Expo West, I got my first look at the InstaShower Go Pro when I went and visited the FOGATTI booth there at Expo. Since then, they've given me a unit to come out and test in the field. So I have a few things I want to share with you guys so you can decide whether this is the right shower system for you when you're adventuring off-grid. Before we jump into this setup, let's take a quick look at what the InstaShower Go Pro is capable of on paper. According to FOGATTI, this model is rated at 22,000 BTUs and is designed to operate at flow rates between about 0.47 and 0.8 gallons per minute. At the lower flow rate, it can raise the water temperature by as much as 114 degrees, while the higher flow rate provides an 81 degree temperature increase. In other words, the colder your source water is, the more you'll want to slow the flow down if you're looking for the hottest water possible. The unit is powered by a built-in rechargeable battery that is rated for about 80 minutes of runtime on a full charge, and FOGATTI recommends charging it for about 4 hours before its first use. They also recommend recharging the battery every few months if it's going to be sitting in storage for an extended period. Throughout this review, I'll also be testing several of the built-in safety features to make sure they operate as described. All right, so let's get right into the setup of the InstaShower Pro Go. For the most part, everything you're gonna need comes with the kit. The only thing you're gonna need to provide is your own propane and of course water. Now, as far as propane is concerned, you can use these small bottles like this, the Coleman style bottles, or they do have an adapter so that you can connect it up to a larger propane tank. As far as connecting everything up to the front of the system, everything is color coded, so it makes everything very straightforward. First, we'll connect to your inlet hose. It's got your water pump on one end. It's a submersible pump that you can put into your water source. And then on the other end, you have a quick connector for connecting to the FOGATTI unit. And then you also have your power cord, which is a barrel connector that plugs into the front. Again, blue to blue. That also goes with your power connector, the blue barrel connector to the blue barrel connection. And now all you need to do is dip your pump into a water source, and then that is good to go. Next, we'll connect your shower head. The shower head does have an on-off valve, and then you can adjust how you want the stream to come out of the shower head with a button on the side. It also has a little handy hook on it for hanging it at different locations. But again, just like the other one, you're going to have a quick connect. This one is red, so it obviously is going to connect to the red connection on the FOGATTI. Okay, and that is connected. You do want to make sure that they are well connected, make sure they're pushed on all the way and that you can't just pop them off. Next, we're going to connect the propane. Now, like I said, you can use the small green bottles like I have here, or you can use their adapter hose that allows you to connect a regular propane. For our testing and purposes for today, I'm going to use the green bottles. This is what I've done all my testing with. And now for the most part, the unit is ready to go. Now all you need to do is turn on the power button. The display will come on. You have a control button here that allows you to control how hot it is. So depending on your water source, you may have to dial this in a little bit. If you have very frigid water that you're going to be working with, you're probably going to want to turn it way up. If you're already working with water that is tepid or maybe a little above room temperature, then you'll probably want to turn it down. But this will just vary depending on your water source, what you want it to be at. Once you get it dialed to where you want, you can then turn on the pump with this button right here. So the pump will come on, and you will hear some clicking coming from the unit. That is the igniter igniting the propane. And then give it a second here, and then you'll start feeling warm water come out of the hose. So a few extra accessories you get with the InstaShower Pro Go is you get a little hook, which makes it handy for hooking your shower head to different places. You also get a little magnetic hook too that allows you to connect your shower head. If you have a metal like the back of your vehicle or a van, you can connect this up, and then it gives you a place to put your shower head and rest your shower head that way. Another handy feature if you have a pet like I do is it comes with a little scrub brush for washing your dog. I actually washed Ben with this the other day. It allows you to kind of scrub them at the same time while warm water is coming out, and I think that is really handy, especially when you have a pet that likes to get muddy or dirty out in the field. And then you also get your power cord. Like I said, this is battery driven, which is very handy for being able to use it out in the field in remote locations, but you will need to charge it every so often, and it comes with the AC cord and a red connector, which clearly connects to the red barrel connector on the unit. So let's go over a couple of safety items when it comes to the InstaShower Go Pro. Now, first of all, this unit has tip over protection. So if the unit is on and the propane is ignited and the unit tips over, it will shut the propane off and shut the system down. The other nice feature that this has is burn protection. So if the temperature of the water gets above 125 degrees, that will also cause the system to shut down. And then the third thing is, if the pump actually runs out of water, the system will air out at that point and turn the pump off so that it doesn't overheat or destroy the pump being out of the water. So I know a question that many of you will have is, how long does one of these green propane bottles last on the InstaShower Go Pro? And to be honest, I don't really know. I can tell you we have taken at least 6 showers with this unit so far, and the propane tank that is on it is still the same one. And to me, it feels like it's still well over half full. Now, as far as water consumption goes, Beth and I typically use this little collapsible 2.6 gallon bucket off Amazon. This is usually enough for us to take a basic shower or a Navy shower, where basically we rinse ourselves off, shut the water off, soap up, and then turn the water back on and then rinse off. I timed it. It can go through this bucket in about a little over 2.5 minutes. Okay, so one tip I want to give you guys, if you've never used an InstaShower Go Pro or any type of propane on-demand water heater, is when you first turn it on, you're going to hear the clicking, you're going to hear the propane ignite, your water's going to get warm, you're going to start rinsing yourself off, and then if you're doing like a Navy shower, you're going to turn the water off, and then you're going to soap up. And then when you go to turn the water back on, there will be some hot water still in the hose, but it's going to take a second for that propane to ignite. That means some cold water is going to pump through the system, so just be aware of that. You might get a splash of cold before it starts getting hot again. So one other quick tip when it comes to getting water for the InstaShower Go Pro is, we have gotten water from streams, we've gotten water from lakes, but you do want to make sure that water is pretty clean. Now obviously, if you're wanting the shower, that's already going to be important to you, but this pump only has a small sediment type filter on it, and you don't want to be pumping a lot of dirty water through it because you could risk burning up the pump. So you're really going to want to pick very clean water sources, or at least run the water through some type of sediment filter first. On the front of the unit, you have your power button, which turns on the InstaShower Go Pro. You have the button that turns on the pump. You also have a button for Fahrenheit or Celsius, depending on how you want the temperature to display. On the display, you have your percentage of battery, what the temperature of the water is, and then down below, you have your dial for controlling how hot you want your shower. Well folks, I hope this video helped you decide whether or not the InstaShower Go Pro is right for your off-grid setup. It is a nice portable system. We've enjoyed using it over the past few days to take showers here at camp and other locations we've been off-grid. If it is something that you are interested, you can check my description for a link down below. If you did like this video or found it helpful, please do give the video a like, and we'll catch you guys again outside.